Okay, we're starting our last really big unit before the end of the school year. This is very important. This will be used multiple times in your math career coming up, all throughout high school and if you go beyond, okay? So factoring, steps for factoring. I teach it a little differently than other people do, which is good because then you'll have about 3 different views to do before you end up graduating from here. So we're going to take each one of these by steps, and we're going to do a worksheet on each one of them, and then we're going to put it all together. So number 1, this is your steps for factoring worksheet. This is what you're going to want to have handy every time you're factoring. The first thing you need to do is check for the greatest common factor. What can you take out of every single term that they all have in common? So we're looking at this example right here. We have 4x to the third plus 6x squared minus 10x. What do they all have in common? Well, let's look at their coefficients first. What number could I take out of every single one of them? I could take out a 2, okay? And then check for variables. Is there anything else that we can take out of every single one of them? Yep, I can take out an x. So we're going to take out that 2x. Remember to put your parentheses in. So that's like dividing out a 2x. So if I have 4x to the third divided by 2x, well, 4 divided by 2 gives me 2. X to the third divided by x. If I took one of them out, I still have x squared left. Okay, then if I divide out a 2 out of the 6, I'm left with 3. I had 2 x's, I took one out, left with 1. Taking out of the 10 divided by 2, that gives me a 5. Oh, I took the x out, there's no x's left. That is doing the greatest common factor. That's the only step you're going to do on worksheet number 1. So let's take a look at worksheet number 1, and I'll go through a couple examples with you. And yes, I know that they kind of look icky, but that's because they were on colored paper before this. So number 1, what can I take out of everything here? I have 6x squared minus 10x plus 8. What common number can I take out of there? First, look for all your coefficients. The only thing that goes into all of those is a 2. Then look for a variable if you have any that have a common variable. This 8 does not have a variable, so there's no common variable there. So just take out a 2. It's like dividing out a 2. 6x squared divided by 2 is 3x squared. 10x divided by 2 is minus 5x plus 4. Okay? You have to put the effort in, guys. I cannot stress that enough. This is not focusing very well. Hopefully you can read what it says there. If not, you're following along with me anyway, verbally. Okay, so when we get down to something like number 26, I want you to understand that we always want that first term to be positive. So if you see a negative there, we're going to take out a -1, okay? Then look and see what else is available there on number 26. They both share an x, so we're going to take out a -1x. Okay, if I took a negative out of the negative, that becomes a positive, and I took one of the x's out, so I have 1x left. Now, if I take a -1 out of a positive 10, that becomes a negative. Okay, so -10. And remember, I took out the x already, so that's done. So I want you to see where that's coming from. You want this first term in the parentheses to be positive because that'll help you later on. So go through this worksheet. Yes, do all 30 questions. Then check your answers with the answers that I provided, okay? I want you to do this. I want you to learn it. And then you have a quizzes based on just this section alone, okay? Any questions, let me know.